this is Kanashimi reporting with 918 The Fan, and I'm with Mike Jones, the producer of Pangea PSP, which came out on the 24th. So you better pick up your copy. It's a great game. My first question, Mike, is I wanted to know what made you guys pick up Pangea?
Well, Pangea came through us. It was kind of a global thing. We were working with our Japanese software development team as well as Korean developer Entrieve. So we got pitched the idea as turning the kind of PC MMO, like pseudo MMO that exists into like more of like a full story-based like console version of the game on PSP, and they already had it up and working, and it was a super high-quality game, really good golf mechanics, and had a lot of charm, and it was a really quality game. It was engineered for the PSP, and it just worked on the console format. It's really easy to jump in and jump out, and it had charm. It was unique, like fantasy RPG golf game with a story, and it's generally friendly, which kind of fits with the Tomy brand and this kind of stuff. But it was a high-quality game that was really unique, and we just thought it was super cool. And somebody needed to bring it to the U.S.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Did you guys actually play the PC version beforehand, before bringing it over, or analyze that at all?
Yeah, we did take a look at like how the PC version works. Obviously, Entrieve, the developer, this is their baby. They wanted to maintain as much of like the original mechanics of the game as possible. Just the solid golf game that they had built. They wanted to transfer that experience onto the PSP as well. So obviously, they did a very good job of that, and there really wasn't much to nitpick there. So it plays really, really well. I mean, it's going to compete with your Hot Shots Golf, your Mario Golf, your Tiger Woods. Like, it's going to play like any golf game you would want. So in terms
personally, I would say it was better, but
sure. So in terms of like the golf game and transferring that kind of like mechanical experience from the PC to the PSP, it's definitely there. And then beyond that, there's like the whole story mode and all the other different modes and the 8-player ad hoc on all the tournaments and stuff like that that you can play. So the PSP is definitely its own kind of unique thing.
Did you have a favorite aspect of the game, like a favorite gameplay that you personally liked, a part of the whole thing?
Well, I am a big fan of like Mario Golf and Hot Shots Golf and this type of stuff. So I just enjoy the golf gameplay, but I like customization. I play like Metal Gear Online, and I'll spend like 30 minutes on the customization screen just messing with my guys. So in Pangea, there's endless customization. I mean, there's like tons of like costumes you can unlock, accessories, club sets, balls, all that type of stuff. So I think one of my favorite aspects of the game is how deep the customization goes, and it's not all just aesthetic either. You can customize your stats, and it kind of feeds into the RPG aspect of it. So I really like just getting in there and dressing my characters up, as girly as that might sound.
Well, no, I'm the same way if it makes you feel better, and I know that Kibbs, another one of our staff members, totally the same way, because he spends as much money on me as the scratch cards to get all the rares, so we're totally used to that. Did you, at any point during development, decide to want to add voices, perhaps, to the game?
It was a little, like I said, Entrieve kind of takes, I think, most of the credit for a lot of the kind of tactical development decisions as far as that goes, but it certainly makes it easier to localize. They have their like, character-based noises and little things that they do when they get a birdie or they get a bogey or they take a Pangea shot. But in terms of like full voice acting, on the PSP, you've got data issues and localization issues and this type of stuff, and Entrieve, it was really kind of their call to just say, what, we just want to make the characters just kind of be their own thing and not like have to localize a bunch of voice, and and basically the story is told with text and the kind of traditional RPG format. So that that wasn't really the focus of this particular game with a bunch of cinematics and like voice acting and drama and this type of thing. It was more just kind of a traditional RPG format with like really high quality golf gameplay and just like charming characters and customization. So
really quick, did you think the story was really in depth for just being a golf game? Not many golf games have that kind of
absolutely.
depth.
It's got all the staples of like your typical fantasy RPG. It's got like the Dark World, and the Pangea Island is like losing its life energy, and then there's a Cien, the dragon from the Dark World, who's turned herself into a human to kind of like infiltrate Pangea Island, and Kaz, who's this like dark kid who's lost his memory, and it's like the key to like restoring the Dark World and all this type of stuff. So, and it has like a pretty like FMV RPG intro. So and the scout, who's the descendant of a hero who's from Earth, who's been pulled into this alternate dimension, and again like just all the staples of a good fantasy RPG, and lots of interesting like character-based stories. So when you go play Ku's story, you go play Arian's story or Max's story, they all have their own world and where they come from, and and an interesting character portion. They all kind of like cross, and you get to experience all that. So it's not just playing like one story mode. You'll get to play like Scout's story and Hana's story and Uncle Bob's story, and they'll kind of cross. So it's really kind of interesting the way the story is.
And I actually have one more question. It was just, did Entry USA ever approach you on getting the Panga outfits in the online game? It's a lot of things that people talked about who were fans of the PC game, but it seems like it never went through.
Yeah, we're certainly, I mean, we did talk to, there was we talked to Entry USA about doing like cross promotions and getting like special items you can get on a PC version, PSP version, and vice versa. Unfortunately, we had an issue where Entry had been working with a third-party group that was handling all their licensing and handling the Panya thing in the U.S. and it was Albatross 18.
Oh, it's OG Planet.
OG Planet and this and that, and so there was actually a lot of what was going on with the Panya MMO PC version at the time was kind of tied up in a bunch of legal stuff. So we ran into a bunch of roadblocks there in terms of doing cross promotion and things like that. But we're certainly talking with them now, and Entry USA has completely taken over. The Panya PC thing. They're relaunching. I think season 4 is coming out.
Yeah, it comes out July 4th, I think, or 14th or something.
Really soon. So once that drops, and then once maybe another PSP version comes out, or different SKU, certainly you want to be doing like much more tightly like cross promotion with them. And there's still a lot of opportunity in the future to get like stuff that was in the PSP version onto like the PC version in season 4 and that type of stuff. So we're certainly looking at all those opportunities. But unfortunately, for the launch of the PSP version specifically, we had a lot of legal issues where rights were still
everywhere.
Partly with Entry, and what can we do? And so just kind of ran out of time and thought we should release the game sooner than later.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we really appreciate you guys working on the game. You did a wonderful job. We also really appreciate you taking the time for this interview. And this is Kana Shimi with Mike Jones, and I'm reporting for 918 The Fan. See ya.
Bye.